And here's our art lesson for the week. This is for really the smaller ones, but anybody can do this. And I think the first time I ever did this was in Vacation Bible School. So I love this, and we've done this some in Kids Corner, and Mother's Day is coming up, so we're going to make a pretty cool little keepsake box. It's going to look very similar to this, and this is going to be the lid, and we're going to do that first. Alyssa Wade is with me again today. I love her. So, okay, I have lots of colored popsicle sticks. And if you don't have popsicle sticks, again, I want us to have fun, be creative, and use things you may have at home. You could as easily gather twigs in the yard, cut them the same length, and make a rustic looking box. Or you could do, if you really ate popsicles and had the sticks left over, you could paint them when you got through, or stain them, or just leave them like it is. You could even write messages if you were doing it for a Mother's Day gift. Get a pen or Sharpie or anything and just write a message. I love you. Certain quotes that you like, or hearts, decorate it any way you like. But we're going to use just the colored popsicle sticks, and I'm just going to use random colors. But the first thing that you do is you need to lay down 2 sticks, and then we're going to get colors, and we're going to, it just needs to overlap just a little. So I just want to kind of place that. All right, so we're going to do our colors. I love color, as you all know. So there's orange and green and yellow and pirate purple. Okay, and I'm just going to put these at the side, just kind of a guide, because these two are going to be what's going to hold the top of our box together. We're making this first. So now a blue, maybe a red, and orange. But this is bowed, and that will not do. It's got to lay flat. So there's an orange. Do another purple and yellow. I hope that you all are having a really good week. And I know that it's difficult to be out of your routine and to be home and away from your friends, but just try to use this time to just relax and rest and catch up on your sleep, which I know a lot of you need to do. You could clean your room. That would be something to do. That's something I've actually had to do because I am moving, and it's amazing what you accumulate. It's just horrible. All right, so I need maybe one more. All righty. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sticks. And I've got my glue, so I'm just going to run a line of glue over all 12. Make sure it touches all of them. And on the other side, make sure it touches all of them. This is going to be so pretty. That one's broken. So, I mean, you would think a popsicle stick you would be pretty safe, but you still have to kind of watch. So, and just mash the glue in. Don't worry about it sticking to the table. It's not going to, or mine haven't. I don't want to challenge you into, but I do know how you love to use glue too, and it really doesn't need a whole lot. All right, so that's our top, and I'm just going to move that over out of the way. Okay. Now, so these others, we're going to do our box first, and then we can do the bottom to put it on. Or we can do the bottom. We can do the bottom right now. And I did all one color. It may look blue, but it's actually purple. So I may do all yellows. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 12, of course, the same as with the lid. So try to find 12 that are flat. And I did the bottom all one color probably because you're going to you'll probably have things in there, and it's not going to show. It's going to be covered up anyway. So this might be a good project to do on a rainy day like today. I actually thought of Cat in the Hat a while ago when I was thinking about this and how it's rainy and yucky. It's just a good craft day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If y'all have any ideas or anything that you would like to do, I mean, I have things lined up, but if there's something special that you would like for us to make, just send me an email or message me. My email address is guthriev@henryk12.net, and I would love to hear from you. So this is very similar, same thing we did for the lid. I'm going to run a bead of glue all the way down till it touches. If you get some on the other pieces, not just in the line, that's okay. We're going to put these a little closer to the edge because this is going to be the first row of our box. Okay, so I've used lots of yellow, and let's do pirate colors for the first course. So there's a purple, and there's a purple right there. So that's the beginning of our box. And from here on out, we'll only do glue like on the very ends, okay, or very close to the end. There and there. Okay, so we're going to do one across. No, I don't like that one. Straight. So there's a nice orange, and let's do a blue right here. Okay, and now we're going to do 4 more dots. And I don't know how many of you have Lincoln logs. I loved Lincoln logs when I was a little girl. So there, and what we're going to do, we're just going to stack. Don't want to use. Let's do a yellow. And if you like one color over another, that's fine too. All right, now 4 more dots. And the cool thing about this, you can actually make it any size that you want. If you wanted to make this longer, just keep it extending the base out and then just lay another row long ways to connect them. So there's our 4 dots, and we can do a purple. But don't make it so large that you can't get your little hand into it. You don't want to put a keepsake in there and not be able to get it out when you need it. Let's do an orange. Right there. Now, and I don't know if you've noticed, but lots of flowers are coming up. One of our activities, we're going to do some planting. So it's about the right time. Usually I don't plant anything until after the 1st of May, but with the climate, global warming, I don't know what the growing seasons are anymore. But you can plant as soon as you're pretty sure that there's no more frost. Because I have gotten really eager before and planted lots of things and had them all freeze to death, so that's no fun. But I bet a lot of y'all have gardens. I don't where we live now because I really don't have a place for it, but we're moving to Henry and we'll have room for a garden, and that's one of the things that I am really excited about because my grandmama and granddaddy always had a garden, and there's nothing like fresh vegetables out of the garden. And it's just fun. Though they did used to punish me. They would go to the garden to weed or work in the garden, and they would say, "Now, Valerie, if we hear your sister screaming, you're going to have to come to the garden and work." Sure enough, I think she just did it just to get rid of me. But it was pretty fun just to see. Probably potatoes were the most interesting thing. How you just have to mound them up and like a hill of potatoes. It's crazy how some things, you see all these things in the grocery store and just, unless you grow them, you rarely know how they even came to be. I know Alyssa's parents always had a wonderful garden. They grew the largest gob of habanero peppers I've ever seen in my life. And it was amazing. That Tresvant soil, there must be something to that because her papa could grow anything. I bet y'all know lots of people that have a yummy, good garden. And the thing about people with gardens that I always loved is they're so willing to share. I mean, people that garden, they just, you can't garden for one, or usually even one family, even though you can and freeze. You still have so much left, and a lot of it just all comes in at the same time, and you're like, holy cow. what are we going to do with all this? And people are so giving and so kind. And that's just an amazing tradition to start at any age. Well, our little box is really taking shape. And you know, the fun thing about doing something like this, you don't have to be in a hurry. Just be kind of careful, and the glue will move however you need it to. It isn't set yet, so if you have some adjusting to do, I know when we did this in Kids Corner, some of them were kind of wanky, so we just straighten them up, and if you do that before it dries, you'll be in good shape. So it just takes practice, but it just takes just a little dot of glue. This pretty sturdy. So be sparing with your supplies, so you'll have it for your next project. Now, so we're going to go up a few more, but I like the colors, and I think that anyone that you gave this to would be tickled to have it. I know I would. I would love this. You could make me one. You could. Because now you know how. Now, I hope you all had a wonderful Easter. I know it was not the norm. It wasn't like any Easter I've ever experienced, but I hope you are all safe and well and happy. And if we do what we're supposed to do, maybe we'll be in better shape pretty soon. I hope so. I think they were a little, we just didn't get a lot of green. So, but if you did one with plain popsicle sticks, then you could just paint them whatever colors you wanted to. And if you had watercolors, the plain wood takes that, like these that are just no paint or anything on them. They take stain and paint really, really well. So there's that. And nope, blue. But I cannot wait to move to Henry. The only downside is that right now Alyssa's my neighbor, and she's going to just have to go a little farther to come see me. But she will, because it's worth it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you. There, there, and there. Little here. Now, and if you have any glue that goes over the side or anything, it dries clear, so you don't have to worry about that. It's not going to mess up the appearance of what you're doing. It will be perfectly clear, and nobody will even know. Let's see, maybe a red. No, maybe a yellow. But just check and see if they're mostly straight. And then very carefully, but you can see as you build up, it just gets sturdier. But that's a pretty good depth for a box. I think the other one may have a few more rows on it, and that's okay. So maybe a blue over here. But we sure do miss y'all. And I don't even get to see anybody going, you just run in, one person, don't talk to anybody. I saw a friend the other day at the grocery store, and I know y'all are in the same habit as me. When you see a friend, we're just huggers. I think people from the South are just huggers. And it's like, no, can't hug, can't get within, I think, like an elbow tap or whatever is, you touch elbows. I guess your elbow is about the only thing that you can't get to your face to infect you or something. Crazy. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Now, so our lid is still drying. I wonder, we just did this a few minutes ago, and it is not completely dry, but I think it's dry enough. Well, I'm holding it, so it's dry enough for us to put our top on. And you can see how it's just going to fit right on the box. Pretty cool. And there are several options. First of all, you do not have to put a finial or anything on the top of it if you don't want to. This doesn't have anything on it, though I think we were going to put shells on it. So I do have a couple of options. One is this very beautiful shell. So it was either the shell or the horse. And Alyssa, I gave her the option. She chose the horse. No, you didn't, did you?
I chose the shell.
She chose the shell. I was just checking to see if you were paying attention. But if you did want to do the horse, which is kind of cool, and a lot of people around here have horses, look, just take the glue its little hooves to the top, and then when you pick the horse up, it'll pick the lid up. You can do that. A lot of people, you've got something around your house that you can use for a lid. If you want to do a rock, you could do that. There are beautiful rocks outside in your driveway. So we're going to take this shell, not the horse, shell, and we're going to just put glue all the way around it. And again, I'm not worried about any that drips over or anything. It's going to be clear. And just try to center it on the lid of your box. And, oopsie. I probably shouldn't try to lift that again because I think I was tempting fate when I lifted it before. But we're going to just let that dry. And while it's down, let's just put a little more glue. Just ooze it over there and make sure that it's touching. If it's not touching, it's not going to stick. Now. So here is your keepsake box, which is very cool. And again, You can bring it up as high as you like. Just make sure you have room to reach your hand in there. And here's the lid that's going to be very cool with its shell finial on top. And that's our activity for today. And I hope you had a good time, and I hope that you learned how to make something, and I hope you try it at home. And please message me, GuthrieV@henryk12.net. And I love you so much, and I can't wait until we're all together again. Thank you. Y'all be careful.